Makes you think you're qualified to recognize a drinking problem, which, by the way, I don't have. I'm sorry about your scarred childhood or whatever you're referring to.
What's the problem?
Nothing.
Right. I had a stack of letters that were supposed to go out by Friday, and I forgot. Mr. Capwell got a little annoyed when he saw that they were still on my desk. Oh, well, that's because he never forgets anything, so he can't lecture you. Honey, lighten up. Just because you didn't get any sleep last night doesn't mean you have to take it out on Lisa. And if he does it again, just threaten to quit. That's what I always do. If your mood improves, I'd love to talk to you in my office. I don't know why I keep doing this.
Doing what?
Covering up for you. It is not going to help you in the long run.
Well, by all means, refrain. I managed somehow before you came along. I'm sure I can muddle through.
Can you?
Look, Lisa, I don't feel good about being arrested for driving under the influence, but I'm glad it happened. Do you know why? Because it woke me up. I haven't had a drink since, and I don't plan on having one.
I'm sure you don't.
You think I can't do it?
You don't get it yet, do you?
What?
It doesn't matter what I think. You are the only one who can make a difference.
If you don't put me down, you're going to be the one who needs a doctor.
I don't know what you're talking about. I never felt better in my life. You all right?
Yes.
What do you think, Emily? Tell me the truth. Do I look tired or not?
I think you're doing rather well, Scott.
Thank you.
Despite the fact you're not as young as you used to be.
What a fresh kid. How do you put up with her?
She makes a great pot of tea. Hint, hint. Well, how about you, Scott? Do you want some tea?
Well, I don't know, Emily. I mean, at my age, I should probably cut back on stimulants, you know?
Good idea.
Maybe just a glass of prune juice.
Okay, I'll see what I can do.
Don't forget to strain them, all right?
Okay.
And now for something more serious.
Oh, yes.
How are you feeling?
About 100% better now that I'm back from the hospital.
Good. You still gotta take it easy.
Yeah? How easy?
Well, you want my medical opinion or my personal one?
Can I have both?
All right. I've given it a lot of thought, and your recovery is not the only thing that we should not rush right now.
Crazy, totally crazy. Unless Kirk was able to mastermind this behind bars, how could he be responsible for the kidnapping?
He couldn't have. I wonder how he lost his leg. I mean, I don't know why, but somehow that makes it worse. I mean, he was always so crazy and bitter, but, I mean, that must have made it worse. And he wanted us to suffer like he did, so he took our child.
Baby, this is ridiculous. The man is in a maximum security prison, and Cruz is there making certain of it.
Well, now, you brought me the wrong man.
Cranston Kirk. Prisoner's number is 67549.
Yeah, I see that his number is 67549, but I know Mr. Cranston, and this guy is not him. So who are you? Sit down. Now, I'm in kind of a hurry, so, 5 seconds.
My name's Pitlane. Walter Pitlane. For the love of... That's impossible. I know you. I made the switch with Cranston 6 months ago during a transfer from Camarillo to here. They brought us down in a van. It wasn't my idea, not by a long shot.
Wait a second. Now, what are you telling us? That Cranston got you to change identities with him?
I used to see him looking at me sometimes when we were still up in Camarillo. I thought he was just curious about me because I had a prosthesis like he did. Then one day he comes up to me in the yard and he asked me how I got my bum leg. I told him I lost it in Nam. He wouldn't tell me what happened to his. It wasn't for a couple of months till I found out why he was so interested.
That still doesn't explain how the hell he got you to go along with it.
Hey, it was easy. He threatened to have my wife and 2 kids killed. He could have done it too. He still had big connections on the outside.
God, I don't suppose he even mentioned these connections' names.
He had some guy set the whole thing up. is that we were the only two prisoners being transferred in that particular day.
Oh, that's...
We just switched uniforms in the van.
So how, what about your records?
Come on. You heard of those hacker types who can tap into the big central computers? That's what I mean about the guy's connections.
So he just told you that if you refuse to change places with him, he'd have some of his people do something bad to your family.
Yes. I was due for a parole hearing a couple of weeks after we got here. Cranston went to it as me and got paroled.
So why didn't you go to somebody after he was gone? Why didn't you ever tell anybody this had happened?
Because he said that if anybody ever came after him, he'd know that it was me that blew the whistle. And he'd make good on the threat. Inspector, I love my kids. There was no way I was going to risk them being hurt. So now what happens?
Don't worry about your kids. Make a note of this. They're gonna guard around his family, and I will personally see to it he doesn't get close to your kids. So, Walter, good God, man, are you absolutely certain that he never mentioned who he was working with?
I never heard a name.
And he never talked about what he was going to do when he got out?
He said he had paybacks to make. I doubt if he was talking about poker debts.
Were those paybacks going to be directed to any person in particular?
More than one, I think. He used to say stuff like, "I'll be sorry." They thought they'd never see me again. Look, I don't know who these people are. But I feel sorry for them. If they're still alive.
Oh, they're still alive. They're alive enough to make him wish he'd never been born.
I mean, it's not like we can just pick up where we left off 10 years ago.
Well, I think that we just need some time, you know? I know that we've been together a lot the last couple of months, but, well, it's going to be different now that we can explore all the changes that we've made.
When I was working at the clinic, you and I would start talking, and I would start to tell you something, and I'd stop myself because I realized I was just getting too personal.
Yeah, me too. That's probably why we were constantly talking about high school.
Yeah.
Kept everything in a nice, safe category that wasn't quite real.
I'll tell you something, Dr. Clark. Right now, this moment doesn't seem quite real either. It's so wonderful. It's so good.
Look at me. Here I am talking about all the changes we've made, but every time I kiss you, Celeste, it feels like 10 years haven't even passed.
I don't know about that. You were a pretty great kisser 10 years ago, but now you're even better.
You weren't too bad yourself.
Oh. What happened to all of our good intentions?
I think they went the way of my medical ethics. I can't believe here I am. I'm taking advantage of a woman who just got out of the hospital an hour ago.
Are you saying I could sue you for malpractice right now?
I'm saying you should throw me out on my ear so that you get some rest.
Oh, I'm too weak for that. You'd have to throw yourself out. I mean, I've only been home from the hospital for about an hour now.
Yeah, right.
It's so exciting. Just when I think about the fact that I'm going to get to know you all over again.
Yeah, for me too. And I want you to give me a day-by-day account of everything that happened in the last 10 years.
Well, you can't be serious. I mean, I don't have a photographic memory, Scotty. And my life would just probably pale in comparison to yours. I mean, you go from pumping gas at a gas station to millionaire doctor.
Ah,
That's
millionaire doctor, huh?
miniseries.
That's what it is. You wanted me for my money, right?
Oh, I guess my secret's out.
Yeah, your first secret and your last. I want you and I to tell each other everything. That's the way it was 10 years ago, and that's something that I don't want to change.
But were you serious about me kicking you out so that I could get some rest?
Well, that's a tactful way of telling me I talk too much.
I just thought if I took a nap and I was looking really good that you might let me get up later and join the living, so.
Well, we'll see about that. But if I leave you have to promise me that you will actually get some sleep, okay? And I won't call up and find out that you're, like, vacuuming the carpet or doing aerobics or doing chin-ups or something like that, okay?
I'll leave the vacuuming to Lisa, the chin-ups to you, and the aerobics to Emily. How's that?
It's a deal. I'll call you later on, okay?
I'll be here.
Good. Sleep tight. I'm like crazy. I'm never gonna get out of here. Right.
At least when I was in Paris, what I didn't know didn't hurt me. No more sitting at home waiting for Cruz to come home from an investigation. I mean, I really didn't know how much I would appreciate that.
I know, baby, I know. Listen, why don't you come back to the house with me right now? We can...
Did you see him? Did you see Kirk?
Oh, you're not gonna believe this.
What?
The bastard escaped. He coerced another prisoner into changing places with him, and he helped himself to that man's parole hearing.
I don't understand.
Turns out that Kirk has been on the streets for 6 months.
Oh, my God.
Which means the first thing we're gonna do right now is get you out of town.
Absolutely.
I just got back.
Baby, there's no choice.
I'm sorry, that's the only way it can be. I'm not gonna let the guy get anywhere near you, Eden. The only question is where are we gonna send you?
Well, how about my house in the mountains? It's far enough away to be out of the danger zone, but not so far that she'll feel like she's cut off from everything.
That sounds good to me. Can you get her there?
Of course I can.
All right, I'll send an escort in plain clothes to make sure you're not followed.
No, please, I want to be here with you.
Sweetie, that wouldn't be wise right now. I need to be concentrating on finding Adriana.
Do you think Kirk has her? Do you think Adriana is with him?
At this point in time, I don't really know what to think. But you should pack some clothes and get ready to leave.
Get the car.
Thanks.
Will you call me? Let me know what's going on.
Of course I'll call you. Hey, hey. It'll be okay. For what it's worth, I really do think we're about to come to the end of the road with this mess.
I hope so.
Unpack your bag, okay? Yeah, who's this? Stevens, is Boswell there? All right, this is Cruz. You tell him I need a rundown on Kirk Cranston before he was sent up in '86. I'm going to want a complete employment history, special attention to his most frequent business contacts. You got that? All right, now I want you to check on Mallory and Johnson. They're assigned to guard Sandra Mills. Yeah, just double check that she's okay.
Hi. Are you receiving visitors, or are you still cranky?
Maybe I should just take a long lunch, like straight through until tomorrow.
I don't think that the firm is in a position to run on its own, in case you've forgotten. Aside from Brandon, we don't have any clients.
Time for me to stand on the street and start passing out handbills?
I don't know. It works for the fortune tellers. Maybe we ought to give it a go.
Well, right now, it sounds a hell of a lot more appealing than sitting here behind this desk.
I'm sorry. I can see that you really are in a bad mood.
You ever have one of those days you just can't sit still?
Sure. My father, well, he's had him too when he would stop drinking. I'm sorry. I just want you to know that I know that the desire doesn't go away just because you want to, and some days are harder than others. And I don't want you to think that I wouldn't understand.
That has nothing to do with drinking or not drinking. I'm just restless.
Okay. Well, that can only be one other thing.
What's that?
Well, I know that I said something about after the wedding on the way to work, and that may have brought up some of that familiar panic, the chafe marks on your neck, because you feel the noose is tightening. Is that it?
No. Only partly.
I knew it.
No, it's not getting married so much that bothers me. It's what you have to go through to get married. The last two ceremonies have been somewhat hair-raising, you have to admit.
All right, I promise. I won't let anyone in who has a high-powered rifle.
Could you have them play something other than the wedding march? I might duck just out of reflex.
We could scale down the whole thing for all I care. I would be most happy to marry you in City Hall.
I don't want to scale it down that far. I'd still like to see you one more time in that bridal gown.
I burned it.
No.
All right, I didn't, but I lit the match.
Put you through a lot, haven't I?
It's all over. We have a real wedding right ahead of us, and it's going to be perfect. And no matter where it is, it's going to feel like a fairy tale.
Which one?
Well, not Rumpelstiltskin. I mean, I got to have a prince.
With or without a white horse?
The horse is optional.
Thank God. Hard enough being a prince in this day and age without providing my own livestock.
I'm crazy like you.
Someone to see you, Miss Mills.
Kelly, how did you know? Sorry, don't mean to be rude. Please come in. Thank you, Officer Mallory. I have met your sister, and you do resemble her a great deal, so of course I thought you were Kelly. I'm Sandra Mills. It's nice to meet you. I suppose I also felt like I know you because you lived here. Cruz did tell you why I'm using your place. He said it's some kind of a safe house. Yes, I feel very safe here. It's very comfortable. The man I married was born and raised in London, and this always felt like a real English cottage to him. Cruz mentioned that you were going to get rid of it, though. Too many reminders of your marriage? I'm sorry. That must have sounded very insensitive. Actually, it's 100% accurate. Yeah, I have sensed a lot of sadness here. In case anyone neglected to mention it, that is what I do. I sort of professionally sense things. Yeah, a psychic. I've never met one before. So does this mean that I don't have to tell you why I'm here because you already know? No, I don't read minds. But if I were to guess, I would suppose you're probably here to get some things. You do have a lot of personal belongings still here. Yeah, I came to get some, warm weather clothes. Everything I took to Paris was for winter. I envy you that trip to Paris. It was wonderful. Eden and I haven't spent that much time together since we were little girls. You two are very close? We're closer now than ever, especially after that trip. I imagine it was probably hard for her, though, being away from her husband for so long. Yeah. I take it they're not used to being separated. Oh, Eden and Cruz? Oh, no. They wouldn't be separated for an hour if they could help it. They just celebrated their first wedding anniversary, and it's like they're still on their honeymoon. It's disgusting. I wonder what it is that makes them so special. I don't know. Some people are lucky, I guess. Must be more than luck. I'd like to know their secret, wouldn't you? Their secret? Sure. They seem so different in too many ways. I guess it seems to me like they should have something very strong in common. Are you writing a book, too? I beg your pardon? Lately, people have just been asking me a lot of questions about my family. I'm afraid I just don't have all the answers. Do you mind if I get that? I told my father I may be coming here. Go ahead, it's your house. Hello? Yeah, I just got here. When? Okay, I'm gonna grab my things and I'll be right over. Okay. All right, bye. Something wrong? It looks like, Ian's gonna have to leave town for a while. She go back to Paris? No, somewhere closer. Apparently she's in danger if she stays in Santa Barbara. What kind of danger? I think you should ask Cruz about that. Is he in danger, too? I don't know. I just think it's better if you ask him. That means he might need me. I should go over there.
Lisa's about to order some food. Do you want something? What are you reading?
Just passing the time with the magazine. You said we didn't have any cases.
Uh-huh. What kind of magazine?
What kind do you think?
I think you're ogling some fold-out floozy with a staple in her belly button.
What a filthy little mind you have. No, I'm just trying to keep abreast of the business world. Well, that's a fine how do you do. How do they expect me to improve my mind if I can't even see?
Well, it will certainly answer one question.
Did we pay the electric bill?
How many lawyers does it take to screw in a light bulb?
Only one, but it takes a minimum of 3 billable hours. Can't be the bulb. It's brand new. It must be the wiring.
I don't believe this. This is the newest high-rise in Santa Barbara. They can't even get the wiring right. Isn't it exciting to know that at any moment this building could burst into flames?
I think we should have a backup generator for just such moments as these.
I think maybe we should call someone and get the wiring fixed. But not today, because I can think of some really fun things to do in the dark. I'm really glad you grew your beard back.
Zelina, please, not here.
How about here?
So have you decided on the turkey? I'm sorry. Come back later.
No. Julia and I were just playing a new game called charades for lawyers. She was demonstrating the phrase in flagrant delicto.
Lest you think I'm not capable of making a decision, I'm going to make one for you right now and say that no, I don't think I'm going to have a turkey sandwich. I think Mason and I will probably go home for lunch. I'll see you in the car.
Is there anything you want me to do for you while you're gone?
Well, could you sue somebody and then hire us to represent you? Because if we don't get a case soon, I'm afraid you're going to find us engaging in more mischief like that. I'll see you later. Oh, you know, actually, there is one thing you could do for me if you don't mind.
Name it. I have nothing but time.
Could you, comb the antique stores and try to find something from a fairy tale?
From a fairy tale? Is that what you said?
Yeah, you know, something that'll make Julia turn to mush when she opens it. And then if you find something like that, could you bring it over to the house later?
Mason, I don't know. That's a pretty tall order.
Well, you're a pretty tall person and very resourceful. I'm sure you'll think of something.
I will.
Where'd Scotty go? Oh, thank you. Back to the clinic, probably. He forgot you were making tea. I'm sorry, honey. I can't believe you left. Why not? Well, I mean, this is the first chance you guys have had to see each other outside of the hospital. I mean, I don't know. I just figured you would be inseparable for at least a month. Well, number one, I need to get some peace and quiet and rest. Number two, he does have other patients outside of myself. And number three...
Yes?
We just decided that we wanted to take it really easy with each other. We have the chance to do this all over again. And as much as we might just like to throw ourselves into making love, we kind of have to get to know each other all over again, you know? But you've known each other forever. I knew a young, rebellious boy. Scotty knew a very shy, awkward little girl. We've changed so much since then. We need more than that to build a relationship on. So are you saying that it's kind of like you guys haven't even had your first date yet? Yes, and I have the same before the date nervousness I can't get over. Hello?
Emily?
Oh, hi, Scotty.
How you doing?
Is Celeste asleep yet?
No, not yet. Do you want to talk to her?
Yeah, I'd love to.
Okay, hold on. Don't yell at me. She just brought me my tea, and I couldn't tell her I'm not going to drink it. That would be rude.
All
All right, you're forgiven. In fact, I might even be willing to reconsider about this bed rest thing.
Oh, really?
Well, I was thinking that it probably wouldn't be too strenuous if I picked you up and brought you to my house. That way you can get the proper medical attention, and I can cook a nice dinner for you.
Well, Dr. Clark, that sounds like an invitation for a date.
Well, if you're gonna get technical.
Well, you know, I'm gonna have to ask my sisters first. You know, they're very strict about who I go out with. But maybe if we switch it to lunch instead of dinner, and that means I'll get back earlier, they'll let me do it.
Whatever you want.
Give me an hour and I'll be ready. Bye. I have a date?
Well, this is a surprise.
I had Officer Mallory drive me over here. Kelly was at the cottage when she got the call about Eden having to leave town again. What's going on? Tell me.
All right. What?
This is the man that held me in the room.
You never saw his face.
No, I didn't, but there was an aura. This is the man. The minute I touched this picture, I could see that aura again. I could see that room again.
His name is Kirk Cranston, and we have a problem. He's bent on revenge, and he's not the kind of man to leave a task unfinished.
Cruz, I can help you draw him out.
And how would you do that?
I don't know yet.
Forget about it. It's way too risky.
Come on, Cruz, you won't let anything happen to me. You keep me safe just like you always have.
Sandra, you have...
Cruz! You asked me to stay.
You look so pretty. Oh, thank God for makeup. I mean, I look like a corpse underneath this right now. I haven't even decided what I'm gonna wear yet, Em.
I thought maybe you could borrow my pink sweater. You always look so good in pink.
Oh, you were so sweet. Come here, give me a hug. I love you.
Me too. Is that your heart I feel pounding?
Oh, I told you I was nervous.
That is exactly why I don't mind the fact that nobody ever asks me out. I mean, I could not take that kind of anxiety.
Yeah, well, just wait till you meet the right guy.
Look at you. You've met the right guy, and you're still a nervous wreck.
I know, but it's worth it.
I don't know.
It's kind of hard to explain.
You know, I think that I would rather read about love than have to go through it.
Well, it's a lot less dangerous, that's for sure.
Oh, come on. What could be dangerous about you and Scotty? I mean, you're perfect for each other. If you weren't, this whole thing wouldn't have worked out.
It sounds like one of your books talking.
It's not. It's me. Look, you're in love with him, and he loves you. I mean, what could go wrong?
It's like I was telling you before. There's just like this big, long gap where we drifted apart. We went our separate ways. And if I'd run into Scotty 5 years ago, I guarantee you he would have not wanted anything to do with me. I was a real creep then.
So what? That was 5 years ago. This is now.
Yeah. And I'm the new Celeste. And I have goals and dreams, and I can't wait to get back to work. I got to start making my own way again.
Okay, as long as you don't pressure yourself into a relapse or anything.
I won't. It's just that I want to pay Heather back as soon as I can. I don't want to owe her any hospital bills. I mean, that's #1 on my priority list.
Okay, but you don't have to worry about that today, okay? Today is for you and Scott and nobody else.
Okay. Do you think I look all right?
You look better than all right. But if you still want to borrow my pink sweater, that's okay.
No, I'll let you keep your sweater. There is one thing I do want to borrow, though, if I could.
Anything.
A little bit of that innocence.
Sandra?
Everything all right?
Yes. fine. Miss Mills just went out, and I thought I heard something. Will you just take a look? Just
No problem.
Okay. Thanks.
Hmm?
The only reason I'm still here is because of Eden. If it hadn't been for her, I'd have left. I empathize with her, Cruz. Her need and her pain, they're very real for me. All I want to do is help you find your baby.
Sandra, I am not going to let you have anything to do with trying to catch Kirk Cranston.
Why would she have married a man like that?
What?
Eden, I just get the very strong sensation, especially when I was holding that picture, that she's tied to him in some way. I know that sounds crazy. I can't imagine that she would marry a man like that.
No, she did marry him. She was more or less blackmailed into doing it, but she did it.
And there's a baby? Or... No, there isn't. Why do I get the sense that there's a child between them?
Because she miscarried. Which is pretty much what drove him over the edge, that and losing her back to me. It's utterly amazing that you could get all that from holding onto this piece of paper for a couple of seconds.
Cruz, I can do more than that. Give me a chance to show you that I can help you.
Oh, I don't...
Cruz, can you afford to waste even 1 hour?
We'd have to be incredibly cautious. Come on.
Mallory, this is John. Check in, over.
Mallory here.
Is the house secure?
Affirmative. Everything's A-OK.
Kelly, your father just called from the car phone. He did get Eden up to the cabin safely. He's on his way home now.
Thanks.
So you think you'll be going up there at some point to keep your sister company?
I'd have to ask Cruz about that, but I hope she won't be up there long enough to even get lonely. Kelly,
Are you going to be real busy this afternoon?
I have some things to put away. Why?
Feel like indulging me in an interview?
You don't need to talk to me. I'm not going to tell you anything about my father that you haven't heard from someone else.
Hey, that's not true. Look, everybody in your family is going to have a unique perspective on your father. I wouldn't think about writing this book without getting yours.
I'm sorry, Megan. I'm fresh out of Freudian insights today. How about another time?
Okay, I won't hold my breath. Kelly, I've been trying to figure out why you're so dead set against this project. Except maybe it's not the project at all. Maybe you just don't like me.
I don't know you. Look, Megan, it's been a really rough year for me, and you're just going to have to understand if I'm a bit more cautious with people than I used to be.
Kelly, of course I can understand that. But listen, you couldn't possibly be any more cautious than I am. I spent 80% of my life by myself. It's just me and my writing. But I like it that way. I mean, I hate big parties and crowds and making idle conversation. Maybe we're alike in that.
Oh, is this supposed to make us sisters under the skin? No, I don't think so.
Are you worried that I want to use this book as some kind of a pretext to make a move on your father?
It's happened before. Come on, there wouldn't be a book if my father wasn't powerful and if he wasn't wealthy.
Look, I've made the bestseller list 7 times in the last 5 years. I don't need anybody's money.
Good for you.
Listen, will you just let me know if you change your mind about the interview or about anything else?
So this is what you meant by coming home for lunch.
Okay, well, I kind of lied about the lunch part.
Kind of?
I suppose you would like some real food, wouldn't you?
Oh, I'll make something.
Oh, no, that's okay. I'll do it. How does chicken noodle soup sound?
Like a first course.
How about peanut butter?
Oh, how you pamper me.
And the jam.
I'm gonna see if there are any messages at the office. Maybe I won't.
don't open this until I'm gone, because if this is not what you had in mind, I don't want to know about it.
I'm sure it's perfect. I hope it wasn't too much trouble.
Oh, no, not at all. I love going shopping, looking for the impossible, getting dirty looks. Just makes my day.
How can I repay you?
Just tell me later that they fit, okay? Or an obscene bonus in my next check. That might do the trick.
We'll talk about it. Wow. I hope they fit, too. Nice going, Meyson.
Is that somebody delivering a package?
Sit down.
Why?
For once, don't ask why. Just do what I tell you. Sit down and close your eyes.
Why?
Sit.
Boy, you sent me to the kitchen like a galley slave, and then you bark orders at me, and now you're taking my socks off. I didn't know you had a foot fetish, Meyson. What are you doing?
Close your eyes.
Hey.
Hi, Scotty. Celeste's not quite ready yet. You want to come on in?
Yeah, thanks.
So, where are you two kids going tonight?
Well, I'm just taking her to my house, that's all.
Unchaperoned? I don't know if I like the sound of that.
Well, gee, Mr. Napoli, I promise I'll get her home by 6. And all the girls I know have much later curfews than that.
Yeah, well, Celeste isn't other girls.
You can say that again. She's one in a million.
Mallory just checked inside. Everything's cool.
Okay, Miss Mills is coming in. You sure you want to do this?
Very sure.
Well, I'm right here, Mallory and Johnson on the other side. Hopefully, if Cranston shows up, we'll be able to get the cuffs on him before he even gets close to you.
I'm not worried about anything, Cruz. I have complete confidence in you.
Well, I hope it's well placed. You be careful.
Don't move.